Hello everyone, this is Crota giving you a shoutcast between aAA and EG here on Knollwood. Here we have aAA Vince and aAA Montesquieu spawning over here on the left hand side as a human and night elf combination. Meanwhile, we have EG Ciara and EG Grubby spawning over here as the blue night elf players. I'm going to turn off Alliance. Hopefully the colors will be similar enough. Yellow and purple versus blue and green. So it is the green Grubby and blue Ciara versus yellow AAA Vince and purple Montesquieu. So pretty standard builds coming in so far. This is going to be a close spawn at this point. So we're interested to see what's going to happen. Barracks coming down, the second farm being built on a little bit earlier. Not quite sure why that's the case. In addition, we'll see what's going to happen here throughout the rest of the game. I'm a little bit curious by this double Night Elf strategy coming in from Grubby. Not quite sure what they're planning to do. We have a Keeper of the Grove as one of the heroes coming in from Grubby and a Priestess of the Moon. So things are looking pretty interesting off the bat right now. Priestess of the Moon now going to be trained, and what looks to be a Huntress build coming from Ciara. Also looks to be a Huntress build coming in from Grubby as well. So going to be using the dual aura, True Shot and Thorns. Meanwhile, we have a tower now being built by Montesquieu. So Montesquieu wanting to make sure that there is a tower in order to prevent any harassment, as it's pretty hard to wall off this base right here. You don't from on Knollwood, so it doesn't want too much Blade Master harass or Keeper of the Grove harass. Excuse me. Keep on thinking that Grubby is going to be Blade Orc. Right now, Keeper of the Grove now going to be coming out in just a second. Keeper of the Grove and the Priestess of the Moon should be coming out in just a second, and now starting to do their harassment. Wow, Ciara is still very, very behind. I think Ciara started feeding Grubby. That's the only reason why Grubby can have so much more additional gold to be able to start pumping out units a little bit faster. We'll see how that works out for them, as the spawning is not quite right, as Ciara is the close spawn. Right now, the Blade Master and the Demon Hunter are trying to run back out, and I'm going to turn it back to ally color just so that I can keep track of this and not trying to remember whose team is on what. So my apologies already. So Demon Hunter and the Archmage trying to chase down that Priestess of the Moon. Priestess of the Moon trying to run around, able to focus down some of those wisps, but now trying to run back out. Keeper of the Grove, on the other hand, I don't see where the Keeper of the Grove is. Perhaps the Keeper of the Grove is now running around over here. So the Keeper of the Grove was able to get off a couple entangles, getting the mana burn, but getting an entangle off on that Demon Hunter before that damage was being dealt. More low hit point units. AAA trying to do more creeping. Priestess of the Moon and the Keeper of the Grove just moving around the map a little bit more. Demon Hunter able to do a lot of mana burn so far, using that True Shot aura. Perhaps we'll get a detonation. Nice detonation off, and now the Priestess. I'm not quite sure why experience wasn't given off of that one particular hit. Water Elemental low on hit points, and still Priestess of the Moon and the Keeper of the Grove finally have some experience. Another mana burn off on the Priestess of the Moon, so the Priestess of the Moon has no way of getting rid of any of that mana moving out. Huntress now trying to chase down that Archmage. Archmage trying to run away from that Huntress, and we'll see what's going to happen here. We do have a single Arcane Tower in this base, so the Huntress may be forced to try to run back right now, as that Arcane Tower does do piercing damage, able to do a lot of damage to the Huntress. Going to be forced to run to the back right now. We have the Keeper of the Grove using that Fountain of Mana in order to get some additional entangles off, so we'll see how that works out for him. And we have taking the Tree of Ages coming in from AAA Vince, and we already have Keep being upgraded from AAA Montesquieu. Meanwhile, both players sticking the Tree of Life, it looks like. So yeah, going to be doing Mass Priestess of the Moons with Keeper of the Grove and the Priestess of the Moon, or Mass Huntresses. So units now once again moving out in force. Mass Huntresses trying to deal as much damage as possible, and now things are not going to be looking good right now, as the army of Grubby and Ciara having a lot of Huntresses already joining in. 4 Huntresses for Grubby and 2 Huntresses for Ciara. Going to be able to quickly take down this single Ancient of War. And things are not looking well for AAA already. Demon Hunter now coming in, getting a mana burn off, but Keeper of the Grove should be able to get off another mana burn on that low hit point, or any of those units right there. Perhaps even a low hit point Footman. Dust of Appearance, another mana burn off on that Keeper of the Grove. Grove. Keeper of the Grove very, very low on hit points, going to be forced to run to the back, already down to about half hit points. Priest of the Moon pretty much at half hit points as well, as those Huntresses are continuing to push in. Water Elemental still level 1, so those Huntresses don't have to worry too much, but the Huntresses are getting focused down by those Water Elementals. Footmen falling, Huntresses falling, units just trying to run around all around the map. Archmage still trying to focus down that Priestess of the Moon, able to deal more damage, and AAA Vince now focusing on that Priestess of the Moon. Priestess of the Moon getting to tier level 2, so we'll get Searing Arrows. Keeper of the more Huntresses now trying to run around that map. Keeper of the Grove, not quite sure what's happening, where the Keeper of the Grove is. It's really hard to find any units on this map right now. That's the Priestess of the Moon. I don't see the Keeper of the Grove anywhere. Once more, the Huntress is still doing a good job trying to push in on this base right now. AAA Vince sitting at 27/40. Montesue sitting at 31/42. Kiara sitting at 38/40, and Grubby sitting at 40/40. So EG definitely has the advantage in terms of food army size. Demon Hunter trying to focus down some more units, unable to really catch any units in transition. Low hit point Huntress now quickly hiding. Another low hit point Huntress trying to run away right now, able to just run around. Demon Hunter has the boots of speed, so maybe able to catch up to that Huntress and deal enough damage. Not quite sure if this Huntress will be able to make it right now. But Demon Hunter should be able to get off at least 1 or 2 more hits. No, not able to run away. So the Demon Hunter is slower than a Huntress, even though it is even has boosted speed. So that's a little bit surprising. Once more, Huntress is now trying to run back. More Priest of the Moon once again moving out with a very, very strong army. And Keeper of the Grove is back out. Keeper of the Grove almost level 2. Not quite sure what's going to happen here. We have a Tree of Life being built as an expansion attempt from Grubby to the south, and now building some additional Moonwells. So we're going to have a lot of Huntresses in this fight coming up. Ciara still not quite sure what to do as well, and perhaps we're going to see a fight here in just a second. Quill Beast and Water Elementals joining this army in order to add piercing damage to this fight right now. Huntress Quill Beast quickly getting overrun by what seems to be an army of Huntresses. Those Huntresses quickly taking down those Water Elementals. A lot of piercing damage. Level 2 on the Keeper of the Grove now, so those Footmen are going to be even more hard pressed, as there's now Thorns Aura. No Thorns Aura yet. I'm not quite surprised by that. I can't imagine that he'd go Ents right now. Down goes some Riflemen. AAA Montesue just losing units. Militia trying to come in, trying to fight back more. Another Huntress goes down. Level 2 on the Demon Hunter. Naga Sea Witch trying to fight as well. AAA Vince probably should have gotten another Beastmaster and Staff of Preservation to save a low hit point unit in the back of the base. Tree of Ages right now, and now just more Huntresses and a lot of just dead bodies on the ground. Can't tell if they're blue or yellow. But it looks like AAA is just hurting really, really badly. Riflemen trying to get into the back of the base, trying to start focusing down these units, but things are not looking good at all. Archmage down to 91 hit points, needs to use that potion of healing that it has in order to continue this fight. Beastmaster low on hit points, Rifleman low on hit points, Demon Hunter low on hit points, just not looking very good. Down goes a single Rifleman as well, as the Huntresses continue this fight right now. Going to take down that Ancient of Wonders, and unable to get a successful mana burn off, as the Huntresses continue to push. More Huntresses just coming in, a lot of low hit point Huntresses, and wow, this is dual Night Elf doing very, very well right now with Keeper of the Grove and Priestess of the Moon. I'll have to try this as a 2v2 strategy. Down goes a single Huntress, as it wasn't able to hide in time. Dust of Appearance now pushing these units to the back right now. Grubby is going to lose that Moonwell in the middle of the base. Archmage now trying to continue to push, and Demon Hunter trying to be forced to run to the back right now. And now Dryad seem to be continuing to join the army. Down goes the Demon Hunter. So Demon Hunter overcommitting on this fight, and now more Huntresses just joining in. Things not looking good. Scroll of Protection, Scroll of Healing, and now this Huntress army is back with a vengeance. Has more armor, has more hit points, and AAA Vengeance is just going to lose this. That's GG right there. And that's just too much. Wisp trying to come out, trying to detonate, trying to remove some of that Scroll of Protection. And wow, things are just not looking good at all. Archmage sitting at almost level 3, needs to kill off a single unit, but going to lose the Naga Sea Witch instead. And wow, Huntress Archmage just trying to run to the back as far as it can. Down goes the Archmage, and using a Scroll of Town Portal. If he's able to kill any more units, at least try to get to level 3. Scroll of Town Portal, down goes the Archmage, down goes the Beastmaster, and that's going to be GG. So AAA is going to lose this match against EG, this 2v2 match. Stay tuned for Game 6 in this matchup. It is going to be on Goldshire. Priestess of the Moon just still mopping up. I thought this game would be over by now. Not quite sure why AAA. Vince is still sticking in here, and now that's the game. So once again, thanks for watching. Here's the final scores. EGCR and EG Grubby taking this game single-handedly, doing a very, very good job. And once again, thanks for listening. Stay tuned for Game 6.